Today I'm going to talk about the Microsoft Surface Hub 2S. Now there's lots of great technology out there, however it can be hard to know what is going to be something that persists and integrates long-term into our business and what is simply a novelty for early adopters. And there's been some significant updates and changes since it was first released, so we wanted to give you a better first-hand account of it. There's also been a massive change with the operating system recently, so stick around to hear how that impacts the Surface Hub and how it'll fit into your business. Ahoy, Peter here from Bryter Training, where we aim to improve your personal and business performance by sharing new tools, models and psychology to help you achieve your goals and outcomes. If you haven't already, please remember to hit like and subscribe. It helps us know that we're on the right track and it makes Bryce Riverdance enjoy. Welcome back to our current subscribers too. We're always grateful for your support and for sharing our videos. The Surface Hub 2S was released in 2019 and we did a bit of a casual review on our experience of using it for the business. You can check out our original video via the link in the description. If you don't know, the Surface Hub 2S is the next version of the Microsoft Surface Hub. It's heralded as an essential solution for collaboration and teamwork, which is possibly even more important in the current environment with more people working remotely. So what is it? Essentially, it's a big 50-inch touchscreen which is designed for collaboration projects. It allows for easy sharing and editing of files via OneDrive, Microsoft Whiteboard and Microsoft Office, and people can edit files, brainstorm and share projects all on the one interactive space, with the output being easily saved and shared. The Surface Hub is designed to be used in communal spaces, such as meeting rooms. Unlike Windows PCs, anyone can walk up and use a Surface Hub without requiring the user to sign in. You can also set it up so users can sign into a Surface Hub, but they'll not be signed into the actual operating system. So for example, when a user signs into the apps or My Meetings and Files, the user is signed in only to the apps or services, not to the operating system. And as a result, the signed in user is able to retrieve their cloud files and personal meetings stored in the cloud, and these credentials are then discarded when you end the session on your hub. It also comes with a much more limited range of apps, which are tailored specifically for the Surface Hub. As it doesn't allow for local storage and individual profiles, you can't install software in the same way that you would on a PC. So some other key elements that you probably want to know. It comes in a 50-inch version and there's talk of an 85-inch version in the future. It's quite mobile, so it's designed to be moved around an office to improve collaboration. As such, you can either wall mount it or you can use a steel case mobile stand. Unlike the Surface Hub 2, it doesn't rotate, although the stand that it comes on is really well made. You will also be able to purchase a battery pack which will give you a couple of hours of use, or you can just plug it into the mains, which is what we do. It does have a neat little wide-angle 4K camera which is designed just to clip onto the top, and when it comes to price, it's around $14,000 Australian or around $9,000 US dollars. So unless you need a decent collaborative tool or a large interactive whiteboard, then there's probably better solutions out there for you. So now for some really exciting news. Due to COVID and the need for greater flexibility, Microsoft has provided instructions to allow you to follow a specific migration process in order to unlock the ability to install Windows 10 Pro or Windows 10 Enterprise on your Surface Hub. We've done it on our system as it made a lot more sense for us being a smaller organization. We can essentially use the Surface Hub as a standard PC, and we can now install a much greater range of apps and programs, including Zoom and other video conferencing. You can still access Whiteboard, Teams, and Office programs. Essentially, it means that your Surface Hub becomes one huge touchscreen PC. It's basically turned the Surface Hub into a massive Surface Pro. Now, this won't suit everyone, so there are a few pros and cons. As you can see here, Windows Team is designed for more flexibility and walk up and use features for offices and collaborative spaces. However, it is much more limited in customization and other features. It does have a very limited hard drive as well, around 120 gigabytes. Nothing an external drive won't fix, and as always, you tend to access your files via the cloud. Keep in mind though that Windows Team used to wipe the user files when you entered the session. Using Windows 10 Pro will mean that the temporary files which are downloaded will start to clog up the limited hard drive. If you go Windows 10 Pro, you literally end up with a normal PC. So if you don't need the touchscreen functionality and collaboration, then just buy a PC and a giant LED screen, mount that to the wall and save a fortune. However, chances are if you are interested in the hub, it's because of the collaboration function, in which case you'll now get a full PC, interactive touchscreen, collaboration and mobility. So for some larger organizations with many users who just want a useful collaboration tool for meetings and remote workshops, the existing setup is probably better. If the hub is used in a smaller business or by only 1 or 2 users, then the ability to migrate to Windows 10 Pro is fantastic. Keep in mind, of course, that while Microsoft will let you migrate, it's not free. You're still going to have a Windows Pro license in order to install it on your hub. Apparently the $14,000 price tag and Windows Team operating system wasn't enough. So just like you need a Microsoft Rooms or Office 365 license for your Surface Hub normally, you'll now need another Windows license to install Windows 10 Pro on your hub, and you'll be paying for that. So 6 months in, is it still worth it? Short answer, yes. The large screen interactive whiteboard and ability to collaborate on files with multiple people who can be physically or remotely present is absolutely amazing. For meetings and training, it makes the sessions far more productive and interactive. Being able to install Windows 10 Pro has radically increased the functionality of the device, all of the benefits of an interactive collaborative tool and all the benefits of a full PC. It also opens the door for people who are looking to use the device for things like professional drawing and design, since you can now install a full range of software. Personally though, I think that unless you absolutely need a 50-inch touchscreen, then you're better off with something like the Surface Studio, for example, or even a Surface Pro. It's a fraction of the price and basically does exactly the same thing as a Surface Hub running Windows 10 Pro. So what do you think of the opportunity to use Windows 10 Pro? Do you think the price is justified for the collaborative tools? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.